What is it about music, whether it's writing music, playing music, listening to music, or seeing a live band, that helps us to cope with some of the hardest parts of being a human? What is it about music that helps us through anxiety, depression, or any number of the mental health issues facing millions around the world? I'm Jeremy Houtsma, licensed mental health counselor, musician, music lover, and host of Safe and Sound podcast. On Safe and Sound, we take a look at the power of music and therapy on mental health struggles with some of your favorite musicians from the punk, emo, and post-hardcore scene of the late 90s and early 2000s. You'll also hear from therapists and other professionals in the mental health field about the effect of music and community on issues of anxiety, depression, and trauma. You can find Safe and Sound on all major podcasting platforms, with episodes released every 2 weeks.
Welcome to the Imperfect Dads Podcast. This is your host, Devon. We believe dads care deeply about their family and kids, but they don't always have a space to discuss what their life looks like. Our podcast is a space for dads to discuss the ups and downs of fatherhood and how they feel like they're holding it together or how they're not. Thank you for joining us for this episode. This podcast is part of the Never a Face Network. Make sure to follow them on Instagram or go to the website neverafacenetwork.com. On this episode, we have on Eddie Reyes from the band Me, and Eddie is a founding member of Taking Back Sunday. We talked about living in a house filled with ADHD, communicating with honesty with his kids, being a Gen X parent, his son being better at guitar than him, stepping away from music to focus on himself and family, his kids telling him to play music again, making the band Me with Mark, who is also from Taking Back Sunday, focusing on being happy to make music again, and staying true to himself, and why it's important to listen to your kids. Just like one more thing.
Dad, just start the episode.
Oh, my bad. So, hey, Eddie, welcome to an episode of the Imperfect Dads Podcast. I really appreciate you taking the time to do a call.
Yeah, I'm a pretty imperfect dad, you know? Is that what you said? Imperfect podcast?
Then you're in the right place.
Yeah.
Imperfect dads. Yes,
No,
yes.
no,
it's
I'm
to
not
be
really.
like, listen, man.
Yeah, dude, I'm a total mush. I can talk all the shit I want in the world, but my kids, they pretty much tell me what to do. You know?
Well, let's start with a really simple first question, which is, how many
Right.
kids you got, ages, all that good stuff?
I have two, 18 and 20. So they're not really kids, they're young adults, but they like to act like kids still.
How's it feel to have like a 20-year-old? Because I have three kids.
Uh,
They're like 10, 8, and almost 5. So the thought of them being 20 is insane.
Yeah, she's awesome. I mean, she's in her little, I call it her little apartment, her room. So, she's in college right now. She goes to Bowling Green. My son has decided to take a year off
Mhm.
because he wants to tour with me
Mhm.
and guitar tech and stuff like that. Because my son's a musician also, and he's a way better guitar player than me. I'll even admit that. So other than that, I mean, my daughter's 20 and she's just a super talented artist. She's a Scholastic's Gold Award winning artist for Ohio. She's won so many awards. She gets hired to do custom work. So she's an artist. My son's a musician. And I didn't push any of that on him.
Nice.
I think it's in the DNA. You know, a lot of my family members are artists and clothes designers and all this. And her mother's side of the family is the same thing. So it's like natural that it was, you know, that they grew up that way, you know, being into the arts and, you know, autism and ADHD and all that stuff. We're a family of AUDHD people. So, you know, you can figure out the chaos here.
Yeah, man. I just imagine there's like a pile in your house and you're like, is that my pile? Is it the kid's pile? What was that? What did I forget to finish in this room? Or was it me or was it a kid?
There's neat piles in every corner. And like my kids now, I've trained them to put their neat piles in their area, you know, because yeah, there's piles everywhere. But I mean, you know, it's a functioning family, you know, just a lot of different ways of talking to each other and working things out. I had to learn a lot with my disorders. I went to a lot of places to learn how to, because I don't want to be on meds for it, because I don't like how the meds make me feel.
Mhm.
So, and it's
Yep.
just, I learned how to speak to my children a certain way because I know what way they understand. So that's how we communicate in this house, you know. I don't. There's not a lot of yelling. It's
Yep.
a lot of talking, a lot of love, a lot of being honest.
Yeah.
The big word here in the Reyes household is honesty is policy, no matter what. So,
Nice.
and that's how it is. That's how I raise these two
Yeah.
young adults
Yeah.
that are cooler than me.
It does take a lot of communicating. Like, even though my kids are younger, I feel like already I'm trying to figure out how to be like mentally present where if they ask me a question, to give them like
Right.
a real answer in a way in which they can understand it. But it
Yeah.
just takes time to do it and to do it right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And they're like I like to explain to people that like I grew up differently. I'm a Gen Xer. I grew up differently in New
Mhm.
York. Like I pretty much raised myself. Not that my parents were terrible parents. They were amazing parents. They made me who I
Yeah.
am today, but they had to work. They came over here from Colombia in the 60s and busted their butts building airplanes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And uh so they put that, um, even though they weren't there for us a lot, they raised us so well that we could take care of ourselves. And that's kind of like the way I kind of raised my kids. I kind of raised them with the Gen Xer attitude.
Mhm.
So they're like straight up punk rock, hardcore kids, they're tough and they're
Yeah. Yeah.
smart, they're wise. I teach them to be a good person, have humility, have empathy. It's okay to have accountability, all that stuff. I do my best to
Hmm.
um, you know, teach them how to be good people. That's all. But I also teach them not to take shit from nobody. So that's the New York side, living in Ohio.
Yep. Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
it's an interesting balance to like, because you want your kids to be nice and kind, but you don't want them to be walked over. And like,
no,
if someone's
yes,
walking over
exactly.
you got it's an interesting difference because like, yeah, you can be nice and be walked over, but like you can't. You get to teach your kids how to do that well is
Yeah,
really interesting.
yeah, yeah.
How do you think you got your son like interested in guitar? Did you just like leave guitars out? Do you think it's because he saw you playing guitar all the time?
Yeah. Basically, I told him. I said, when your dad's not around no more, all this stuff is yours. So feel free to use it
Oh
and
yeah,
learn it if you want. And that's it. I didn't even give my son a guitar lesson, not one, because I don't want to put that pressure on him. I guess my dad raised me that way. He didn't
yeah.
want to put pressure on me. He was like, all right, you want to build airplanes? You want to go play in a band? You want to go work in a deli? You do what you do. Just be a good person. So that's how I raised them. You do what you do, no pressure. Just don't do drugs and be a good person. That's all. My son is like, he picked the guitar up and I heard him in his room and I opened the door once in a while and be like, dude, that's a sick riff. Oh, thanks. And he just got better and better and better.
Hmm.
And now he plays circles around me. Like he plays back the songs that we wrote for this album to me like it's nothing. And I go, oh, great.
Hmm.
Yeah, that sounds a little better than the way I do it. But and that's just it.
Dude,
Like
so he just like plays by ear. He just like plays by ear, hears it once, and then it's just like, oh, I got this. And you're like,
yep,
God, this took
yeah.
me hours
Like
to write,
I
man.
think
Come
I
on.
think all these years I couldn't explain why I can't read or write music, and I've tried, but I can't. My brain won't
Hmm.
compute it. And I have a problem with the click also. And we figured
Yeah.
it out that I have a tick in my head constantly.
Yes.
And I have melodies running through my head all the time. So instead of trying to play to, let's say in the studio, you have to play to this, whatever. Our new producer figured out a way to,
Yeah.
to hear the click in my head, I guess. And for years, I got picked
Hmm.
on for that. Oh, you're not a good musician. Oh, you can't do that. But, you know, 7 years ago, I got diagnosed and I was like, wow, that was my problem the whole time. So, uh, he's the same
Hmm.
way. He just learned how to play by like we know what to play in our heads and we know how to play our instruments, but we just don't. I can't write it down.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what I'm playing. It's
Yeah.
weird, man. I've always been like that. That's just how I write. And I see that my son has the same gift. To me, it's a gift. My music teacher said it was a gift. I failed music twice.
Mm.
And my teacher hated
Really?
failing me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but back then in the 80s they didn't know. So but now I see how my son does it and he's just like he just picks up. I mean, he can play any Deftones song like it. And it's just and he writes his own riffs and
That's
they're
cool.
just so sick. And he does all these crazy tunings and I'm like, Jesus,
Yeah.
man, teach me. But yeah, other than that, I mean, that's how he got into it. Basically, that, and that's how my
Yes.
kids got
Yes.
into it. They went to like driving them to school early in the morning, blasting Ghost or like, because I'm also a big metalhead. Like I listen to like
Yeah.
when I grew up in the '80s, going to shows. A buddy of mine found a ticket of our first show, going together, and it was like 85. We went to a show. We went to go see like Boy Vod, Bad Brains, all that shit. Um, but like I grew up with like all that metal and black metal and all that stuff. So where the hell was I trying to connect this to? My brain doesn't
You
work
are
anymore, dude.
listen.
The
You
ADHD is
already
so
said you have
bad.
ADHD. You're good. You're good.
So bad. Dude, it's so bad. I'm like a mess, dude. I start like 50 projects. I'll
Yeah.
start writing like 3 songs at once and then go, shit,
hmm
you know? But okay, next question.
That's real. That's real. No, I feel the same with like music stuff. Where I've played guitar for like 25 years or so, but the second you put a click track on, I like just freeze. I'm just like, I can't. What do I do? Like, and then like I just get super insecure. Which I always tell myself like, oh, you just need to practice more. And I'm like, maybe it's just not how your brain works, man. And that's an interesting journey to figure out how to accept that.
Yeah, I mean, some of the greatest guitarists in the world didn't read or write music. Eddie Van
Yeah.
Halen, Jimi Hendrix,
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain didn't read or write music, like, and to me, that's punk rock as fuck.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
hardcore.
hmm
That's learning in your basement and listening to Agnostic Front records and
hmm
Dagnassi records and Fugazi records. That's
Yeah.
what taught me. That taught me how to
Yeah.
play guitar.
hmm
Quicksand, early Quicksand. I have Quicksand 7 inches that people don't even have. Uh,
That's cool.
just
Yeah.
that stuff, man. It was, it taught me how to be a musician without having to worry about being a musician. But then when you're around people who are snooty, I went to school for music, it's the
hmm
worst, and
Yeah.
I know I was in a band with some of them, but and it's funny because you write a lot of the music and you still have people telling you that they could do better than you or whatever. So,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
want to make my kids feel that way ever. And I told my
hmm
son, I was like, you learn to play guitar the way you want to play, and don't let anyone tell
Yeah.
you you're doing it wrong. Okay?
Yeah.
And that's it. That's how I taught him.
That's cool. That's cool. But you did like, that's awesome to hear though, because that looks like you took something that was a point of shame for you basically. And we're like, not my kids. They're not going to feel this. They're not going to feel this from me. I'm going to tell them that who they are is good because they are.
And that's the beauty with us today, like with all the science behind neurodivergency and all
Mm-hmm.
that. Like they're figuring out so many things. Addiction. I was a drunk
Yeah.
for honestly, I didn't become a drunk until I was like 38. So I was drunk from
Really?
38 until like, well, I'm almost 6 years sober, let's say. So like 38 until like my late 40s, I was a drunk,
Mm-hmm.
man. And yeah, so I didn't know, fuck, I don't even know how to explain this.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know what I mean. I don't know.
No.
I don't know how to
So
explain that.
maybe this will help you. I've had some people on here tell me if they've had like bipolar disorder, a late diagnosis for
Yeah,
ADHD or
yeah,
something like
yeah,
that. They
yeah.
finally have language. They finally have language for
Yeah,
something they'd
that's
felt
what I mean.
their
Like,
entire
yeah,
life.
yeah. And neurotypical people don't get that, and they don't understand you. And
They don't.
I was in bands with neurotypical people that didn't understand me, so I come off too
Mhm.
emotional and too angry because I can't
Yeah.
explain things. And blah 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 blah. And that's why things fall apart in bands. But now I
Yep.
know. So now I know
Yeah.
how to control my this and that, and I teach my son that because he has the exact same disorder. And I'm like,
Yeah.
when you get frustrated, there's people around you that don't understand. It's yeah. I don't even
Mhm.
know where I'm going with this, but you know what I'm saying.
No, yeah. No, it's the frustration though of like if the amount of work that still is yet to be done for accepting of mental health stuff. Cause like if I am about to have a cold or something like that, I've got drainage, sore throat, all that, I take NyQuil and I go to bed. If I'm bristled,
Yeah,
everything is making me angry and I'm overstimulated, that like
yeah,
how do you how the hell do you communicate that? That's the problem. Is
right.
like it's still something that you need to do something to come down to regulate yourself. But like I mean,
Yeah.
most of what I do with my kids nowadays is like teaching them how to regulate themselves, how to understand whenever they aren't regulated. So then they can go back to being the person that's like
Yeah.
more in line with who they are.
I think a lot of bands would work out more and not fall apart or people quit, yada yada, if they start learning
Yeah.
all these things and start learning different the disorders. And it's probably annoying and cliche and boring to people now. Oh, I'm autistic,
Yeah.
but it's a real thing. And if they
It's a
learn
real
that,
thing.
man, bands will probably work out even better.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
anyway, teaching my son that and dropping them off at school in the morning,
Yeah.
blasting freaking the craziest shit in the world because I want to expose my kids to good music. That's the one thing I
Yeah.
did. Like
Yeah.
I played a lot of good old school hip hop, and so that influenced them, and they grew up like Gen Xers, but Gen Zers. Like
hmm
I don't know. And then seeing my son keeping the hardcore scene alive, and then making old people like me come back to it. It's fun, it's cool to see that, you know?
Mm-hmm. It is. Yeah. No, and it's I talked to Andy Jackson from Hot Rod Circuit, and he was talking about
Yeah, I
how like
love
getting the
Andy.
band back together. Andy's an awesome dude. But like they
Yeah,
seem almost in disbelief because they'll like play a show now and it's like the people
yeah,
who are about their age and their kids and they're like, whoa, wait a second. I didn't know our music could reach this many people. Like they expected to reach people their age and maybe some wiggle room, not like a
right.
generational band. So
Yeah.
that's got to be awesome to get older
Well,
and go out and play shows and see that level. Yeah.
oh yeah, it's like when you were growing up, and then you see the old school rock dudes coming back and make comebacks, because it's like our generation was like.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel, I mean, it makes me feel really old, but it's cool seeing my kids' generation keep the scene alive, because it's not
Yeah.
millennials. It's not
Mm,
well, Gen X's are hardcore punk rock. But it's not that. It's the Gen Zers that are keeping alive. So for me, it's important to
hmm.
see my son, the way he plays guitar. It's like a hope. I want to be that old guy
Yeah.
standing on the side stage watching, that scene, what
Yeah.
I came from, what I am, to seeing it
Yeah.
blow up again is just awesome. And with the new band Me, seeing these
Yeah.
Gen Zers like all into it. Like I went to a family
Yeah.
party out in PA the other day, and their little cousins who are young wanted to meet me, because not because I was just the guy, who started Taking Back Sunday and was a big part of Taking Back Sunday, but
Yeah.
they were more into the Me thing. And I was like,
Cool.
yes, yes, so I
Yeah.
took pictures
Well,
of
I
them
mean,
and it was cool.
that's cool. Well, I mean, like, it sounds like you're also like in a new chapter of your life in which you're sober, you're understanding who you are and how you operate more. So like you having a band now
Oh yeah.
with that energy is like, dude, how do I let's do this. Let's go all in on this because like it's probably more
I
true to who
mean,
you are.
yeah. I mean, if you want to make this deep, we could get deep, but
Yeah, man, if you want, yeah.
it took me 9 years to walk away from music, to walk away
Hmm.
from everything, to get sober. I went to
Yeah.
four rehabs and one mental institution to fix me. I think it's a big part of naming the band
Yeah.
Me. Mark and Ed, we both been through the same thing, so we named the band perfectly Me. I found this pen right before I
Mm-hmm.
started talking to Mark. It's so weird. And my kids and my wife always say, you have this strange power to predict things. Like I can go into rooms and read people right away. I already know who I don't like, who I like, who I'm going to be cool with, who I don't give two craps
Yeah, yeah.
about. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
it's like,
Hmm.
I, so anyway, back to what I was saying. I needed to fix my head to be a dad, to be a father.
Yeah.
And was drunk. I was doing, popping pills, being
Hmm.
selfish and not seeing my kids grow.
Yeah.
But at the same time, not realizing that I was doing all that stuff because I was depressed and dying inside, because I wasn't getting
Hmm.
along with the people in the band. I didn't really like them anymore. And I was missing my kids grow, and my marriage fell apart. So many things. So I had to get away from all that, just to be a good dad. And I
Hmm.
had to dedicate the last 9 years of my life raising my kids, because, they lived with me most of the time, and their
Okay.
mother does a great job, but she's dealing with her own stuff. And
Hmm.
so it was just important to me to be a good dad, because I saw too many horror stories. And I said, you
Yeah.
know what, fame, money, all that crap doesn't mean nothing to me. It doesn't mean anything,
Yeah.
And I think as a musician, to talk to other musicians who understand that, it's an important thing. Like when you're a musician, you don't realize it, that you know until it's too late. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I think
Yeah.
that's, since we're on the dad podcast, I just throw that in there. It was
No,
hard,
man.
but now I'm
No.
ready. But now I'm
Yeah.
ready. Now I'm ready to go back. Old, in my 50s. Uh, I still think I'm cool, you know, and sometimes,
Yeah.
they have to redress me, when I walk out of my room. Uh,
They're like,
you know,
no.
but I'm not as fast and nimble as I used to be, but I'm gonna go up there and have fun, man. And my son
Yeah, man.
and my daughter were a big part of me getting back to music too. They were like, Dad,
Yeah.
you sit around, go, go do what you love. Like, we'll support you, we'll be behind you. And
Hmm.
I didn't realize my son was talking to Mark, um, not behind my back, but they were friends. They stayed close. He calls him Uncle Marky, and he's like, "Yo, you
Cool.
should give Mark a call." And I was like, "Nah." And then it took time, but then I got in touch with Mark, and it just
Yeah.
happened. And now we're here on the phone, video chat, doing an interview that I'm probably destroying right now. Probably ruining all your
No, you're good.
questions.
You're good. No, it's flow, man. It's flow. You're good. You're good. You're good. It's
I'm a flower. I don't
I
follow rules.
dude, you're good, man. I'm with you. I'm following you. I got you. Here's the question I have for you. Whenever you step away from something because you feel like it's going, like you stepped away from music because you thought it was going to make you miss out on things that are important to you. Whenever you step back into it, how hesitant were you? Because you thought you'd go right back to the person who you were 9 years ago. How was it to go, like, to explore that part of your identity again? Whenever it had turned into a version of yourself, you're like, I don't like
Right.
this person. I need to not be this person.
Oh, man. Well, I was trying to take some time to fix myself, but I guess other people didn't want that, so I got left on the side of the road, and
Mm-hmm.
I had to rethink my life because I was
Yeah.
gonna leave anyway. So it was kind of like it all happened at the right time, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's it's one thing to create beautiful music, but it's another thing to create a beautiful life that you have to guide and teach. And it's your fault they're there. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
it's just it's the number one priority, right? I mean, am I
Yeah.
answering that question right?
You're. Yeah.
It's
No. Yeah.
they come first. They come first. I had to
Yeah.
make. Yeah, it was hard. And then going back to it, like, and I also got a taste of that world, and I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I came from a hardcore scene that was backyards, small venues,
Yeah.
basements, and when the band blew up and it was fun for a little bit, it stopped being fun because you see the
Mm-hmm.
greed, you see how people change, and
Yeah.
that was another big part of me falling apart. So I think it was all the right time because if I didn't walk
Yeah.
away, I'd probably be dead right now, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
So, and
Yep.
but I'm going back to it, and I'm going back to it with a more wiser, older mind, and
Mm-hmm.
focus more on the music instead of trying to numb the pain when people didn't want to listen to you,
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's what's
Mm-hmm.
important, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And it sounds like you also were able to, if whenever the band blew up and everything, some of like your internal turmoil was like, I'm not here for my kids. You just spent 9 years being there for your kids. So you probably also feel like you did right by your kids. And if they're like, dude, dad, go do music again, it's such a different energy and such a different world.
It is. It is. It is. I'm so pumped. But then, like, there's days where I'm like stretching and doing my little workouts, and I can barely bend my knees. And I'm like, God damn
Yep.
it! Why couldn't this happen 5 years ago? But yeah, that's how it went down. Exactly how you said it. They're older now, and they're like, get back to work. Go back to doing what you love. We support you, and we love you, and it helps.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just the most important thing. Is the only reason why I went back to this is not for fame or money. I went back to
Mm-hmm.
it because I love playing music. I love seeing the crowd. I feed
Yeah.
off of that. It's my life. I'm a punk rock hardcore kid from Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
I'm used
Yeah.
to playing basements and backyards, and I just miss that. And
Yeah.
now that I was able to fix a lot of stuff in my life and was able to see my kids grow and be there for them. Yeah, you're right. Like what you said, I'm ready to get back out there. My kids were like,
Yeah.
"Get out there, Dad," and
Get
to
out
have
here.
them by me as adults helps me so much.
Okay, tell me about do you guys have like an upcoming tour planned or anything like that? I know you said your son's going to take a year off, figuring out
And
college, all that stuff.
yeah,
He's going to come out with you.
that's all in the works. That's all in the
Okay.
works.
Yeah.
I know Casey is working on that. We've yet to find a booking agent, but we are talking to
Mhm.
someone.
Okay, cool.
But I'm hoping that we start touring probably late October, probably late fall,
Hmm.
spring, you know. But we're gonna start playing some shows, like whoever will have us. But I know uh, in July, I think the 25th, I believe, or the 24th, no, the 25th, we're playing our first show in my
Yeah.
hometown of Amityville, Long Island, and
Hmm.
it's gonna be nerve-wracking because
Yeah.
we've only rehearsed like 3 times, but we know the songs, when you drill them in your
Yeah.
head.
Hmm.
But I'm
Yes.
just nervous because it's nervous going back out there. Like I
Yeah.
did start a band. Like when I left, the whole Take Back Sunday thing fell apart in 2017. I did that whole panic thing and I started a band right away, and I
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't have. And I tried and we did one tour and it just didn't work out. And I walked away
Yeah.
from it, and they're good friends of mine. So I did stay away
Yeah.
from music for a long time. So now I really truly feel like
Yeah.
I'm ready. It's just
Yeah.
hopefully we'll start playing shows. So we have shows in July. Hopefully we work on some for September. But I like to get working
Yeah.
because I don't want
Cool.
people to forget us. But I know Casey, our manager, has a great plan along with the syndicate who works with us.
Mhm.
And I'm just anxious, you know.
Yeah.
Fif-
Absolutely.
54 is coming around the corner, and I'm not every year for me is like, oh,
Yeah.
so I
Yep.
like to get on the road as soon as possible. But
Yep.
hopefully, yeah, we'll be touring and playing shows soon.
Nice. Have
Yeah.
you played shows much since being sober? Because I feel like a lot of people will drink, medicate in some way to be ready to go play a show. Have you played many shows while
I
sober?
I think when 2019, 2020 is when I stopped
Okay.
fully, but I was sober going into that band. I started right away, but then yeah, it did make me relapse a little bit. So
Yep.
that
Mhm.
worried me. That worried me a
Yep.
lot. And then uh I a local band here in town, a bunch of close friends of mine, we started this little like toolish kind of like band. And it was fun. And we played bars and we played
Hmm.
small like skate parks, and it was just for fun and it was great. And that helped me.
Yeah.
But then that ended like a year ago, 2 years ago. And but I feel like that helped me get ready, I think a little bit, not that I think that I was gonna be doing this, but
Yeah.
Um, you know, yeah, I'm so antsy, dude. I want to play. I mean, I don't know how good we're gonna be live. We can be
Hmm.
terrible live. It doesn't. I don't think the whole thing about this band is that we don't care. There's no
Yeah.
pressure. There's no one looking over your shoulder. There's no one telling you what to do. You
Yeah.
know, there's no one, you know what I mean? There's no one trying to be
I
better than
do.
you.
Yeah. Mhm.
We
Yeah.
truly just want to be a respectful band that respects each other, takes
Yeah.
everyone's art and figures out how to put it together and just love each other, man. Like adults. We're all
Yeah.
adults now, man. That shit's old news, like
I
we're
do.
adults
Yes.
now. We're grown ups. I'm in my
Yeah.
50s. I can give two. Can I curse?
Yeah. You can
Can
curse.
I
You're good.
curse?
Yeah. Yeah. You're
I
good.
can
Yeah.
give two. Let's put it this way. I can give two fucks what any of those people think of me now.
Yeah.
Ex-bandmates, whatever, whoever didn't want to support me or like me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can, I don't care. Then that's the beauty of this band is that we don't care what people think of us. We don't care.
Yeah.
If you like us, come see us. If you don't, that's all good. That's the point of our band is that we just want to be good guys.
Yeah.
We're too old. We don't care about being number one. I don't want to write
Mhm.
the best album in the world. We just want to put good music out and
Yeah.
have fun playing shows again. That's it.
Mhm.
It's
Yep.
not that hard.
No. And, well, also, like, I feel like whenever playing music, going to shows as like a teenager, it was always about connection, right? It was always about feeling connected to people in the band you're with, the crowds you're
Yes.
with, and all that. It's possible for that to get lost a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, if you and
Oh
Mark
yeah.
can now just have a band in which, like, you make the music you want to make, do the way you want to do it, and write lyrics or do whatever the way you want to do it, and then go play
Right.
with the people who want to show up and see it, that's good. That's a good energy to be around.
Yeah, that's all I want. That's all I care. I mean, do you know
Yeah.
how many people are going to talk crap on us? You know how many people are
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
put us down? Do you know how many people are going to hold up stupid signs at our shows? And I'm going to be like,
Mhm.
hey, thanks for buying a ticket, bro. Like, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yep. Yep.
Like, I don't care. I genuinely do. I raised two kids. I got sober and raised two kids. Not that
Yeah,
their
man.
mother wasn't alive. She helped me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
saying on my behalf, I raised two kids. There's nothing you could say putting me down musically or whatever. There's nothing you can say
Yeah.
that's gonna hurt my feelings to put me down.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
go have a cup of coffee and enjoy your day and go hate on the world another on your own. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So that's
Mhm.
to me, that's the attitude with this band. And me and Mark, there's just something different about Mark. We argue like brothers, we get
Mhm.
into fucking fights, we're throwing shit and yelling, but then we come back and hug it out and we
Yeah. Yeah.
make up and that's it. He's my brother. That's how brothers
Yeah.
are. We
Mhm.
also have a way of writing together. And then Mike came along and Mike is just like instantly like somebody I knew all my life.
That's so
And
cool.
the guy shares the same birthday and we have the
Really?
same
That's fun.
character. Yeah. And Mike,
Yeah.
finishes my melodies already in his head, and I already know what he's gonna. You know what I mean? So the
Yeah.
three of us, it's working out. And then we added Neil, our friend who has no choice. We forced him to play bass, and he's like, I own a business. We're like, we don't care. So he's on. He's gonna be playing with us. And Neil Amarudin is probably one of the best people you'll ever meet, honestly. And that's what I want. I want to be surrounded by people I love, who I
Yeah.
trust, who don't make me feel like I'm doing something wrong, who don't make me feel
Yeah.
like they're better than me.
Mhm.
And that's a beautiful thing. And I think that's why we wrote the record that we wrote.
Yeah.
Because there's no
Yeah.
bullshit. There's no overthinking. There's
Yeah.
no there's no there's no putting anyone down. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. Everybody has art, everybody has opinions, everybody's talented. So,
Mhm.
and that's my attitude, and that's our attitude,
Yeah.
and I think we're gonna have fun with it.
Yeah.
As long as I last. Mark is like, we're gonna squeeze one more record out of you. I was like, okay. And my
Okay.
son's like,
I can do one.
stop being a wimp. You're gonna do one more record. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
They make
Yeah.
fun of me all the time. I said, guys, if you have to wheel me out in a wheelchair and lower the mic a little bit, I'll do it.
That's why. Okay, now we know you're bringing your son on tour with you, so he can wheel you out in the wheelchair, then play the guitar parts behind you. That's what's gonna happen.
Or really, he's behind me playing the guitar parts, and I'm just air guitar playing.
That's
No, that's always the joke with us. But that's the whole thing about me.
cool.
We don't. There's no pressure, and
Yeah.
I think that's why. And I've always been that way. That was my
Yeah.
biggest arguments with ex bandmates, and not that I have any bad feelings about other ex mates, because I
Yeah.
love a lot of my ex bandmates. I'm doing a reunion show with one of my old hardcore bands that was popular here in New York. We're doing a reunion show with this band called Silent Majority,
Yeah.
August 28th out in Long Island. So all my old ex bandmates, we get together and do it.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the band before this one. I'm just saying that it just feels good to be in a band with, and we're not perfect. No one's perfect, but it just feels
Yeah.
good to be in a band with people who appreciate you and who respect you,
Yeah.
and there's no pressure, and we're just having fun, man. And
Yeah.
I think, I hopefully think, I'm not a cocky person. Like I'm still that kid from New York that
Mhm.
grew up jumping on the train, going to shows, and I'll always be a hardcore kid. So I never let that fame and shit get to my ego like,
Yeah.
people do. So like I said, it's just this time it shows in the music,
Yeah.
and it just feels good again. It feels
Yeah.
fun again.
Hell yeah.
And I can't wait to play shows. I honestly
Yeah.
can't wait to play shows. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying we're going to be Dillinger Escape Plan and go out there and destroy the fucking place and throw the best show in the world, because they're
Mhm.
one of the best bands ever.
Yeah.
Love that band. I just made a whole playlist for my wife. But we're still going to go out there and have fun, and it'll be good to
man.
have people singing back at us, and
Yeah.
it's just going to feel good again, man. I just want to love. There's no
Yeah, I got
hate.
you.
There's
Yeah,
no
man.
pressure, So yeah.
Yeah. I
I
do.
hope that answers your question.
It does. No, man, I think life is complicated and it's messy. And like I think at some point in time you just want to simplify things. And like if your simplification of things right now is like you're with people you love, you're making music you love, and you're having a good time doing it, and you're bringing along your family with it, literally with your son coming on tour with you. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And not to take away from my past.
No, yeah.
I like to say I have ladders in my stair of life. In my
Mhm.
past ladder, the one before this one, I love that. I still love
Yeah.
that. I'm still proud of what I did. I created something beautiful that
Mhm.
created. I wouldn't say I created a genre, but I helped push a genre, and
Yes.
with a bunch of other old farts that were a big part of creating this scene that everyone's into now.
Yep.
But I still love that stuff. I'm still proud of it. I mean, Jesus Christ, look, like I have. But this is my
Yeah.
new ladder set,
Yeah.
because I'm older. So for me, it's like a new project, but almost like it's almost like, wow, man, it just flows great.
Yeah.
I can't explain it. It just, there's
Yeah.
no concern. I don't have any concern. I don't, we put out a good
Yeah.
record. We wrote music we wanted to write, and we're having fun.
Yeah.
It's a little stressful,
Of course.
You don't know if anyone's gonna like us, I mean, it's one of those things,
Yes, I think good art perfectly reflects who you were in that exact moment, whenever you wrote the song, whenever you performed it. And it sounds like that's what you're doing right now, is you and the guys, you're making music that reflects where you guys are at this point in time. So be proud of it, because that's hard to do.
Yeah, it is hard to do. And in an old age, no, I'm not old, but I'm just saying, like, when you're older, sometimes you lose that, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I'm okay with working at a deli and coming home and cooking dinner and waiting for my kids to come. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I do.
So for me, it's just exciting to, yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to wander off the question.
You're good. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you 5 questions to wrap up the episode.
Right. So
It's just gonna be 5 questions. It'll be fun. They aren't rapid fire. You got time to think about them. Okay, so first question is backup names for your kids. Is there anything you guys almost named your kids? Like, can you remember, like, if it wasn't Casey, was it going to be something else? Something like that?
Yes. My daughter was almost Roxy Hart.
That's awesome.
But instead, she ended up being Mazzy Moon.
Okay.
Her full name is Mazarine, which means beautiful butterfly.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And so it's Mazarin. But I wanted to. I love Mazzy Star. Like, I have all of Mazzy Star's, all their records, and so I've always wanted to name my daughter Mazzy. So that was also on the list. Like, those two were fighting each other, and me and my wife at the time, my ex-wife, who we were like, okay, Mazzy it is, and then we can't name her Mazzy. What's her middle name? And I was like, we'll name her Moon instead of Star. So Mazzy Moon. Yeah.
That's cool.
And then my son, my funny story about my son.
Yeah.
His name is Jonas, or the proper way of saying it is Jonas, but everyone just says Jonas. So with him, it was either going to be Maximus, or Max, or Jonas. So we were having this argument, and we were living in LA at the time. So we went to go do the whole video of the child, what sex, and we knew the sex, but what he was going to look like.
Yeah.
And so we're still arguing about the name. So we get in the car, and I was like, well, I really love Jonas. And she's like, well, I don't know about that. So I turn on the radio, true story. I turn on the radio on K-Rock on LA, and the very first song that comes on, Absolute Truth, swear my soul to whatever. I already swear my soul. His name is Jonas. Dun, 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 dun.
Is Weezer?
That song started.
Yes.
That song started. And my wife at the time, Nicole, she looks at me and she goes, fuck, man, his name's Jonas. And that was it. So my son's name is Jonas, or Jonas in Spanish.
That's you have to go with it. Or if it would have been, you have to go with it. It's the universe told you, sorry, man, this is the name. Also, you got it.
But also another reason why I wanted to name him that was because one of my favorite bands is a band called Mew. And there's a band member in the band called that. His name is Jonas. And they're just an inspiration to me. Even though they're like, I didn't grow up with them because they came out in the 2000s. I still really love that band. So it was just one of those things,
Cool.
Did that answer your question?
It did, yes. Okay. Cool. Next question. Who's your favorite TV or movie dad?
TV or movie dad? Always, Harry and the Hendersons is one of my favorite movies. So you got to go with, oh my God, my brain's not working right now. What's his name? From the 30, what's his name?
Like John Lithgow?
Yeah, John Lithgow. John Lithgow. Yeah. I love John Lithgow. Yeah, it's so weird you asked me that, because me and my wife were just talking about that. We were like, John Lithgow, man. Harry and the Hendersons, fucking life of that's
life according to Garp. The world according to Garp.
According to Garp, like,
yep.
And I'm like, he's always a great dad. 30, what is that? 30 Rock from the Sun or whatever.
Third Rock from the Sun, yeah.
He's one of my favorite TV dads. Is that what you asked? And,
TV dad, yeah.
Yeah, and man, I think that's it. Because he's in some of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Right. And then of course Michael Keaton comes in a second, because I love him and Mr. Mom.
Yep.
And just I love all of his movies. So yeah.
I was gonna say, I think that's why whenever John Lithgow was the serial killer in the 4th season of Dexter, it was so terrifying.
See, and I never got into Dexter.
Okay.
My wife Michelle, she's all horror and murders, which we got to talk about that. I don't know. You're married, right?
I am. Yeah.
Does your wife Does your wife obsessively watch the next 48 or How to Bury Bodies or uh dude, my wife
No.
watches all those shows nonstop, dude. Like even when I go in the shower to use the restroom and she's in the shower on the TV, she's got murders going. And I'm like, yo, Michelle,
Okay.
you want to talk about this? You want to talk
Yeah.
about this? You know?
Have you checked life
But,
insurance policies with your name on them just to ask you, just to make sure?
wow, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to.
I'm
Okay,
just
back
saying,
to the question. See, you
she's
already took me off the question.
she's got some details. She's got some plans, man. Check out I don't know how to find out if there are life insurance policies taken out in your name that you don't know about, but just as a friend, you should look into that.
I'm like the paranormal sci-fi nerd. So,
Okay.
and she's the murderer.
Okay.
She's the murderer. But yeah,
Okay.
so she was into Dexter, and we were talking about Dexter, and I didn't realize that he was in Dexter.
Mm-hmm.
So now I want to go watch Dexter.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I want to go watch Dexter, but I don't want to watch the new shows that came out because I heard they all suck. But I
They're
want to
okay.
go back and actually revisit all the Dexter.
Yeah. Next
Cool.
question. You might not have one. Did you ever have a replacement curse word? Like whenever your kids were little, or you just say the curse word and we're like, sorry kids, this is who I am.
Now I'm a New Yorker, so there was
That's
no
what I said.
earmuffs. There was no earmuffs in our house. I'm just gonna be honest. My daughter has the mouth of a trucker. Yo, it's funny. Both my kids are born in Ohio, right? But
Mhm.
they both like talk like they're from Brooklyn or Queens.
Yeah.
So I will take full cred for being a terrible father at not saying the kind, nice words or earmuffs. So
Yep.
unfortunately, there is no replacement of words. We just keep it real in this house. You know what I'm
I get it.
saying?
Yeah. That's also the most common answer. Almost every dad is like, was I supposed to not curse? Because I don't fucking know how to do that.
My dad had a mouth of a Spanish trucker. All he did was curse all day in Spanish. So,
Dude. That's awesome.
so there you go. There you go.
Next question. What's like one of your favorite activities to do with your kids, or like or something like that? Favorite thing to do with them?
We haven't done it in a while, but we go away a lot together. We like to go. We rent like cabins up in the mountains, and we go fishing a lot. We haven't
Cool.
gone fishing this year. I know my daughter keeps reminding me, but we fish a lot. We go to shows. I took my daughter to see Sunny Real Estate.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Other than that, but get yelled at.
We got one more
neighbor.
question. Dude,
Go
okay.
ahead.
One
Why
more
don't you give me
question.
a couple more. I still got time,
Oh.
dude. I think that was at 3:30.
Oh, it was 3:30. Oh, dude.
3:30. Yeah,
What?
I believe
Okay,
so.
listen. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have your calendar in front of me. Oh, yes.
What's the next
Okay.
question?
Next question is, what's your least favorite kid show? What's like a kid show when your kids would watch it, you'd be like, this is a piece of shit. I hate this show.
Ooh, what was the one with the annoying little bald kid? The cartoon.
Caillou. It's Caillou.
Yo, I fucking can't stand Caillou. I used to tell all the time. Jonas would watch it, and I'd be like, "Yo, bro, like you have like the kid's annoying." But no, we always watch really cool shows. We watched we used to watch. My kids were obsessed with Yo Gabba Gabba.
Yeah.
All those shows. What's the one that? What's the second one that they put out? The Aquabats. Is it the Aquabats show? I don't know.
Aquabats. Yeah, it's Aquabats. Yeah.
Like my kids were always into like like that cool shit. Like they were into, my daughter especially. Like they were into Corpse Bride.
Mm-hmm.
So they always watched really cool. Like I used to love watching Adventure Time with them. Like obsessive.
Yeah. Yep.
It means a lot. Like so much that when I hear the song somewhere, I'll get teary eyed.
Yeah.
Because it means that much to me. I would say Adventure Time. Is that what you asked? What's my favorite show to watch with them?
I asked what your least favorite one is, but that always leads into what's your favorite.
My favorite one and my favorite one is Caillou. Okay.
Yes. It's awful. It's like the worst one ever. And it's so funny because it's like universal. Anyone who has kids who watched even 5 seconds of that show is like, I despise this show so much.
Such a whiny little dick,
Yep. Okay,
Anyway.
since we got more time than I thought, let me think of 2 more other random questions to ask you. Was there ever anything your kids got super into where you had no idea what the hell it was, so then you got super into it also? Like, my son is super into trains. I don't care about trains at all, but now I care about trains because he cares about trains. Can you think of anything like that as being a dad?
Yeah, man, I'm so immature. No. Look, dude, I have a wall of RC cars, okay? I've I have a wall of I have a whole entire wall. This is my bedroom. I have a whole
That's
entire
amazing.
wall of all just toys, okay?
Yep.
So
Okay.
the question is what I got my kids into, okay?
Okay.
No.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I hear that.
I think a lot of I think my son it's for me with my son though it was like a musical thing. Like
Yeah.
there were bands that I didn't pay attention to, and then because of him, I'm like, oh shit, they're good. Like the band
Yeah.
Loathe. I knew they
Mhm.
were around, but I just thought they were a metalcore band. I'm not really into metalcore bands, which is really funny because I listen to the most brutal music in the world. But there's just something about metalcore that seems
Yeah.
it's just
Different.
very mundane. It's
Yeah.
very mundane, you know? So anyway, so I never paid attention to them. And then they came out with that one new album that was very shoegazy, and my son got me into that.
Yeah.
And then my son started opening up my eyes, and my daughter started opening my eyes to a lot of shoegazy stuff too. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like stuff that I knew existed. I just forgot about it because when you get old, you forget about those cool things. So I would say they influenced me a lot more so on that.
Cool.
Like it's a musical thing, not a show
Yeah.
thing or
Yep.
yeah. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
there's definitely like my kids listen to all kind like I have 2 daughters also, and like the pop music they listen to, like I'm forced to listen to it. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna learn about this band because it makes me connect with you, even though I hate this song. But you like it, and I'm gonna figure it out.
I am blessed to have a daughter who's like a well right now she's in her mermaid phase, but you know
Yeah.
she's just you know I have a daughter who's basically Wednesday Addams
Yeah.
and a son who's a young Ian MacKaye. You know what I mean? So it's like
Damn,
it's like
man.
I did my job.
Oh man.
So
Do you see like
they turn me on to cool music. That's what they do. You know,
God?
they keep me like instead of closed-minded, you know, old people just get
Yeah.
closed-minded like nah.
Yep.
Man, they
Mhm.
keep me like open to new shit. And then sometimes I try to
Yeah.
act like the cool dad that's like, yeah, I know what that is. And then I'll run back to my room and look on the phone, you know?
Yeah. You're like, I just have to go to the bathroom real quick. Just hold on. I needed my phone too, so I can Google some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I got one more for you. Let's do what's like if you had to give parenting advice to like to a dad or something like that, what's like a form of parenting advice you give to a fellow dad?
Doesn't matter what you do in life, your kids come first.
Yeah.
If you have to drop everything and walk away, you got to drop everything and walk away. You got to pull up you got to pull up your big boy pants and grow up and be a good parent. And the best thing to do is remember the things in life that may have caused the trauma that you have growing up and don't do those things. How about you sit there and you listen? How about
Yeah.
you once in a while take their advice?
Mm-hmm.
Once in a while, it's okay to bitch them out, but it's okay for your kids to bitch you out because sometimes you need that as a parent.
Yep.
You know, I didn't get that. I'm not saying my parents were not loving. My mom and dad were the best.
Mhm.
I lucked out. You know, but they were different. They came from Colombia. You know, it's different. You know, it's also different age, 70s. You know,
Mhm.
so I wanted to raise my kids with the same morals and ethics and the same toughness that we had to be taught because you know she didn't want us growing up. You know, whatever. So
Yeah.
that's what I try to do. That's what I try to tell other parents. Like, it's okay to teach your kids to be tough. It's okay to listen to them, and it's okay to, you know, get down to their level. So that's to me very important being a parent. You know, and it's selfishness. That's just you gotta let go of that shit. You know,
Yeah.
you know, and I know we're all selfish, and I know we all have egos and all that, and it's just sometimes you just gotta put that away to be a parent and that's it. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
only advice I can give.
Yeah, man.
You know, shut up and
It's-
listen sometimes, you know, because we're not
It's-
perfect.
No.
We're not perfect. Nah, we're fucked up, you know? So
Yeah.
it's like,
Mhm.
you know.
Yep.
So I
It's-
guess
Yeah.
I guess the easiest way of saying is just don't be an asshole. Be a cool
Really
parent.
though, it's like it's
not
so
that
funny to me
hard. It's not
because
that
like
hard.
your kids are humans. Why would you just
Yes.
like treat them like they're a human,
Hum-
and then you have a
humans.
better relationship?
Ah,
Do that.
yes. And that's what I mean by That's what I mean by this. Listen, sometimes as a parent, you got to take your top lip and your bottom lip and put them like this and
Mhm.
just shut the fuck up and listen to your kids once in a while.
Pretty much.
That's all.
Pretty much. And at any age, like, because it's the reminder of like, yeah, if my almost 5-year-old tells me a very long story, it's important to him. So listen to what he has to say. Sure, you might not understand
Exactly.
it. Sure, it might be a dream
Yeah.
he had. It doesn't matter. It's important to your
Right.
child. And if your children are important to you, listen.
Yes. Yeah. You know, my kids said, Dad, I want to go to Walmart and you're going to put this tutu on. You put that tutu on and you go.
You do.
And you know what? You may have fans who follow you around Walmart and then want to take pictures of you in that, which I
Yep.
did. Okay. But that's okay. You know what though, dude? Doing that is better than walking out on any giant stage. I'm being honest with you. Like,
Yeah.
I've had some great moments. I
Mhm.
played Madison Square Garden, you name it.
Yeah.
And like one of the greatest moments of my life was we played the House of Blues in Cleveland.
Mhm.
So all my kids were there. And it was the last song. I put my guitar down, let the feedback go, you know, be cool rock star. We shot Betty, all
Yeah.
that, you know, oh, whoa, I'm so cool and tough. My daughter walked out behind me. I didn't even see her. Nobody saw her. She walked out with her headphones, picked my guitar up, and stood in front of the crowd and started hitting it. And I have pictures of it and video of it. And I had to run back out there because the guitar tech was like, should I get her? I was like, no, I'll get her. And I ran up behind her and I just held her while she did that. And watching the
Yeah.
crowd go nuts. For me, that was the greatest moment more
That's
than
cool.
anything else in the world. More than any
That's cool.
award, more than anything.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean that shit. And,
Yeah.
you know, it's cliche. You know, everyone's going to say that shit, but it's true. Like, just
Mhm.
shut up and listen to your kids. Once in a
Yep.
while, listen to them.
Pretty much.
That's
And
all.
the,
Communication is key.
it is. And it's always funny to me whenever people aren't willing to validate or listen to their kids. They're like, I feel like I don't have much of a relationship with my kids. And I'm like, you make them feel useless every time you're around them. Why would they want to be around you?
Right. Dude, my daughter hates it when she's cooking and I go in the kitchen because I'm a cooking snob.
Yeah.
And she's like, get the
Me
hell
too.
out. She's like, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. And I'm like adding seasonings. And she's like, get the
Oh,
hell
dude.
out of here. You know, this is,
Yep.
that stuff's never going to end, you know?
Yeah.
I love being a dad. I do.
Yeah.
There's moments where I'm over it, you know?
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
every dad has that.
Yeah.
But it's for me, parenting, the most important thing is just, I think maybe that is my advice. Once in a
Yeah.
while, it's okay to just shut the fuck up and listen to your kids.
Because it is. And then
And that's
last thing I have for you is just like moment for self-promotion. So like, where do we find
not like
Me's
who's my
music?
greatest influence or
No,
this or
man,
that.
that's a different. Do you want me to ask that? I mean, I can, but
No,
like,
we'll do that in another interview.
Yeah, okay,
Next
that's good.
interview,
Yeah.
we'll talk about music, okay?
Yeah, that's good. No, I mean, seriously, man, that's the whole hope of this is to be like, I know you give a shit about your kids, ramble,
Yes.
talk about it. Because most
Yeah.
dads, you start talking, you're like, oh shit, I'm talking too much. And it's like, no, dads should be allowed to ramble about how much their kids mean to them and how much they love their
Right.
kids. And it doesn't
Well,
need to be this focused thing. It should just be genuine. And that's what I was hoping for.
Well, I'll do one more question because I think I'm gonna go do this other interview. I think I got a tech. Yeah.
Self-promotion.
I don't know,
Just
man.
how do we find the music? How do we find the bands? Your Instagram, all that
the
stuff.
The band is called Me.
Yes.
We are awesome. We have a new record. We have a new record coming out called All Good Things because it was a saying that I used to I said a lot. It's from AA and all that. Like there's just more important things in the world to worry about than just yeah. So
yeah.
If you stay positive and focused, it's all good things. So we named the record that, and I'm just excited. We had a new single come out, Grown Man. I hope people liked it.
Yeah.
There's not much else to say, but come see us play, man. Come hang out with us. Come to a show, hang out with us, and you know, it's the rock star shit that shit's pushed aside. This is a family, and we're just a band that just wants to have fun. So come to a show, have fun with us. Go check out the singles. Go buy the record. Buy merch. Do whatever you can to hear it. But I hope you like it, and I hope to see you guys at the shows.
Perfect. Yeah, man. And whenever you guys come out to Denver, I'll come out. I'll heckle you in person as opposed to over a screen.
Right on. Right.
Enjoy the rest of your day, Eddie. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Cool, man. Have a good one. All right.
See you, bud.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to the episode. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at the Imperfect Dads Podcast. And make sure to give us 5 stars wherever you listen to us. Music, editing, and production is all done by me. Make sure to tune in on Mondays and most Thursdays for new episodes. This podcast is part of the Never a Face Network. Make sure to go to neverafacenetwork.com to learn more about them.